Welcome to Metal Gear Solid.
Clearing his throat.
Hey. Hey. Konami?
Look, it's the company that fired him.
Yeah. And now they just make gambling slot machines.
It's the company that lost all their revenue.
And they make the mobile games now. Important, shut up! It's a Kojima game.
That's the only important part.
I don't care about the rest of it. Alaska, the Bering Sea.
Me when I was pregnant.
Her name was Alaska?
That was the father, yes.
Oh yeah, this actors here, you know.
Facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago.
Like this dude.
Attacked and captured by Next Generation Special Forces, being led by members of Foxhound.
Is that John Cena?
How did you know?
They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met,
he was like
within
17.
24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
At this point, when's this game come out?
This is 1990. David Hayter! It was like 1997? Or 98. It was 97, 98.
Being held as hostages.
One, that is before John Cena. Two, he wasn't 17 at that
Whether or
time.
not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
Ooh, hot.
Approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then
We'll launch.
We're gonna
one
blow
man
you up.
speed.
We've attached C4 to your vessel.
Colonel, I don't think that's a good idea. Ah! No!
We gotta restart. All over.
Well, I might as well go into the, tell you about the previous operations. Have you ever heard about this game called Metal Gear? Let me read this 13-page document about it.
Holy fuck.
The year 1995. Deep in the South Africa, 200 kilometers north of Gorsburg, Outer Haven, an armed fortress nation established by the legendary mercenary. He was feared in combat by both his friends and foes as a hero and a lunatic. The Western... Those fucking Western nations have found out that a weapon of mass destruction capable of rewriting war history is under development at Outer Haven. They have called upon the high-tech special force unit Foxhound to take care of the situation. In response to this order, Big Boss, Commander-in-Chief of Foxhound, sent Gray Fox. Stop looking at your phone.
Making sure it's turned off.
They sent Gray Fox, the man with the codename Fox, which is given to the best member of the unit, Operation Institute in 313. After a few days, his last message being Metal Gear. Gray Fox was missing in action. Taking the situation seriously, the top men of the West again called for Foxhound again. They're like, fuck, that guy fucking sucked. Big Boss choose another guy, and he chose Solid Snake, who had just recently joined Foxhound. So a good guy to sacrifice as an agent and entrusted everything to him.
He knows nothing.
Successfully making a solo infiltration into Outer Haven, Snake got in touch with local resistance members Schneider, Diane, and Jennifer. Don't care about any of them. With their cooperation, Snake succeeded in rescuing Gray Fox. Gray Fox then laid out the terrifying facts about Metal Gear. Metal Gear was the development name of a nuclear warhead-equipped two-legged walking tank. It could walk through even the roughest terrains that would stop normal tanks. It could conduct local warfare by itself with unique weapons like its Vulcan cannon and anti-tank missiles. It was indeed a new type of weapon that could conduct a nuclear attack against any place on the face of the earth from any land surface. With Metal Gear, Outer Haven was trying to establish its military superiority over the entire world. In order to destroy Metal Gear, Snake rescued Metal Gear's chief engineer, Dr. Petrovich, and his daughter, Ellen. Who cares about Ellen? Fuck Ellen. Who was taken hostage to force her father to continue with his development. Snake hears from Dr. Petrovich how to destroy Metal Gear. However, as Snake approached the heart of Outer Haven and Metal Gear, well-designed traps are set all around Snake as if his actions are being leaked to the enemy. Ooh, who could it be? In the midst of the escalating battle, the leader of the resistance, Schneider, fell into the hands of the enemy, and Snake himself was injured. Arthur, through the deadly battles with Outer Haven's best mercenaries. But Snake's indomitable spirit led him to the 100th floor of the basement of the secret base where Metal Gear was developed, evading the powerful defense system that wipes out all intruders. Snake ultimately succeeded in destroying Metal Gear. Snake tried to escape from Outer Haven upon completing the mission. However, during the escape, he was confounded by one man, Foxhound Commander-in-Chief Big Boss. My god. Big Boss laughed at the astounded Snake and told him of the truth about his mission. While serving as the commander-in-chief of Foxhound, Big Boss also ran a mercenary dispatch company, utilizing his connections and capital from his years as a merc. He was planning to build this company at a larger military establishment, and he built Outer Haven as its base. His purpose for sending the rookie Snake into Outer Haven was to cause information confusion against the West. However, Big Boss miscalculated. He never thought that Snake would be fucking chatted. He, having lost Metal Gear, Big Boss activated the self-destruct system of the underground base. While the countdown was to the destruction continued, his scream echoed in the emptiness. You have gone too far! Too far! On the 100th floor basement, the battle between two men commenced, free of ideology and politics. The armed fortress nation Outer Haven collapsed. The impenetrable fortress made from the best military technology and occupied by the toughest mercenaries burned in flames. Behind them, the flames reached skyward as Outer Haven fell, leaving Solid Snake all alone.
You wouldn't know that it was the highest tech because it was 8-bit.
It was on the... What was it on? The ColecoVision? Something like that.
Big Boss, you're behind this. Snake, I have a plan.
Snake, I have a plan.
Trust me.
Outer Haven's gonna be pretty freaking cool, alright?
We just need a little money.
Yeah. No. Okay, I'm blowing it up. Not Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake. In 1999.
19 pages long.
1999. Metal Gear Solid takes place in 2001, by the way. Before 9/11. Otherwise, they would talk about it.
Thanks.
Of course.
That's the updated version where they give a little line.
Colonel, where were you on September 11th? The world was facing an energy crisis. It was obvious that the supply of petroleum would run out faster than expected. However, the development of an alternate energy resource is far from completion. The price of petroleum has skyrocketed, and the world economy is in confusion. The 21st century was expected to be one of chaos. One man's invention changed the entire situation. A Czech genius and biologist, Dr. Kier Marv, invented Oralix, a microorganism that refines petroleum to produce a highly purified form of petroleum, also known as Petroleum X. The world was filled with hope upon the discovery of the Messiah to solve the energy crisis, but this Jesus wasn't the Messiah they were looking for. But at the same time, the world entered a time of tension regarding this new algae. Just when the whole world's attention was drawn to Oralix and Dr. Marv, he was abducted by someone and disappeared. Nations began investigations immediately, and a name soon appeared: Zanzibar Land. Zanzibar Land was a democratic military regime that suddenly appeared in Central Asia in 1997. When the uprising took place, the CIS army, formed by Russia, sent a suppressive unit immediately. Zanzibar Land resisted by gathering a bunch of mercenaries from nations around the world and fortifying most of its land. As a result, the CIS army was repeatedly defeated, and the Zanzibar Land declared its independence. Due to the active role mercenaries played, this war was called the Mercenary War, and Zanzibar Land was referred to as an armed fortress nation, a military nation with a group of strong mercenaries surrounded by a tough fortress. According to the latest information, Zanzibar was supposedly armed with nuclear weapons. The whole scenario was crystal clear. By obtaining Oralix, in addition to nuclear weapons, Zanzibar Land was trying to establish its economic and military superiority over the entire world. Concerned about the situation, the United States ordered Roy Campbell, Commander-in-Chief of the High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. That guy, Big Boss, he was a little bit of a fucking weirdo, right?
So Put a new big boss in.
Yeah, so we get a new guy named Roy Campbell. He's now he's the commander-in-chief of the high-tech Special Unit Forces Foxhound to rescue Dr. Marv. Campbell was a former member of Foxhound. He brought back Solid Snake, the man who single-handedly brought down the unfortunate nation of Outer Haven 4 years ago, and asked Snake to bring back both Dr. Marv and Oilix, successfully infiltrating Zanzibar land, and with the help of the CIA agent Hoy, classic Hoy, and others, Snake was able to go deep into the fortress and meet again with Dr. Petrovich, the chief engineer of Metal Gear. Dr. Petrovich, the chief engineer of Metal Gear at Outer Haven. What are you doing here? He too was abducted to Zanzibar land.
Joking me.
He too was abducted to Zanzibar land and was forced to develop another Metal Gear. I got myself into this situation again. He told the surprise Snake of an even more shocking fact. Big Boss, the man Snake had defeated at Outer Haven, turned out to be the general commander at Zanzibar land. How did they survive? I don't know, fucking plot armor? Snake rescued Dr. Petrovich in cooperation with Natasha, Dr. Marv's guard and former Czech international secret police agent, and then headed for the confinement facility deep in the fortress to save Dr. Marv. When Petrovich and Natasha crossed the narrow suspension bridge over the deep valley, a missile blew the bridge away. Natasha flew into the air because of the explosion. And did a bit of a goofy scream. While unable to do anything to save Natasha, no! Snake started hearing a well-known voice. Hey, Snake, we are good buddies. I can't let you go. Just leave this place at once. Gray Fox. Snake saw Gray Fox controlling Metal Gear. The best soldier in Foxhound who, after the fall of Outer Haven, disappeared as if he followed Big Boss. Losing Natasha in front of his eyes and letting Petrovich get away, Snake screamed, Fox! I will not give up! After the series of deadly battles with the mercenaries, Snake finally made it to Dr. Marv's confinement facility. However, he arrived too late. He saw Dr. Marv's corpse, and Petrovich, who could do nothing but just stand there. Petrovich told Snake that Dr. Marv could not withstand the repeated tortures because of his heart problems. Man, my heart, please don't. The Snake then received an emergency card from Hoy. Hey, I'm feeling a little bit hoary. The information she supplied was very shocking. Petrovich had been voluntarily visiting Zanzibar land to develop Metal Gear. Hold on, it's like I thought he was doing it against his will.
That was the part where he gets strangled.
Wait, hold on.
I think you get the call and Petrovich runs up behind you.
Oh man, I thought he just happened to be in situation. I just got lost.
I thought he got kidnapped one more time.
Oh man, and the abduction of Dr. Marv was conducted under the directions of Petrovich himself. After the truth came out, Petrovich is like, oh shit, and he attacked Snake, but Snake easily put an end to it by and obtained a structural plan of Oilix. While trying to escape, Snake was confronted by the Metal Gear again, controlled by Gray Fox. The tremendous battle took place in the underground base. Snake finally succeeded in destroying Metal Gear. However, Gray Fox did not submit and challenged Snake to the final battle in the midst of a minefield. Snake and Fox fought without any weapons, a fist-to-fist duel involving no hatred or murder intent. During that weird moment of purity, the two were bound by forces transcending words and emotion. Snake won the tough but pure battle against Gray Fox. However, there was still someone else Snake had to fight. Big Boss. Just like 4 years ago at Outer Haven, Big Boss was waiting for Snake. One who's experienced the tension of the battle can never leave the battlefield. I am the one giving you something to live for, and that is war. Snake was infuriated at the arrogant Big Boss. There's only one battle I have to fight. To free myself from you. To shadow the nightmare. Big Boss. I will kill you. With the structural plan of Oilix, Snake and Hoy escaped from Zanzibar land on a rescue helicopter. Snake once again saved the world. However, there was no smile on his face. Big Boss's last words kept ringing in Snake's head. Whoever wins, our battle does not end. The loser is freed from the battlefield, but the winner must remain there. And the survivor must live his life as a warrior until he dies. Snake then disappeared into the white lands of Alaska. Alone.
What's it all for?
Just to suffer. Any questions?
No, not really.
Okay, don't look.
You've seen it all before, folks.
Don't look. Okay, you can look now. Guys, don't look. Now with that information.
I clicked the reset button.
Yeah, click the reset button. And with that information, this opening cutscene will have a lot more context. Right?
Big Boss is the main bad guy of the first game.
And the second game.
who you thought died, and they came back in the second game. Was like, yeah, you didn't kill me. I didn't. Oh, Gray Fox is here too.
Yeah.
You met him in the first game.
Even though you completely blew him up with a rocket in the first game.
I mean, that's how you kill.
Fuck! Well, if I wait a moment, it will play the cutscene. If I wait a moment.
That's how you kill Dr. Petrovich really quickly. You collect enough controller missiles.
Yeah, you just shoot him.
And you can shoot him and just turn him around on yourself.
Man, it's a cool title screen though.
Crash had a better.
Nobody look!
I'm not waiting that long.
Nobody look. Okay, don't press any button. Don't press any button. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it.
I didn't realize I had the controller.
Stop it! You're like the little brother, you have an unplugged controller. Don't touch any buttons, alright?
Joke's on you, I never got that treatment as the younger brother.
I didn't either because I was actually good at games. When I was 4.
I could at least follow directions.
I didn't follow directions, I just fucking hit my head against the wall multiple times and then I
games
win.
I grew up though were competitive. I had a Nintendo 64 when I grew up, so it was, we're gonna play GoldenEye. Sure.
Yeah.
So what happens? I got my ass kicked.
You can just blame it on the controls.
Because it's GoldenEye. And I never played the game, and my brothers were like, we know exactly where the secret places are.
So,
I had one brother who always hid in one.
this actor right here, you know. So,
Kevin Conroy.
Close. Sort of. He's an old actor.
Mark Hamill.
My God, you got it.
Clancy Brown.
No.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by Next Generation Special Forces, being led by members of Foxhound.
Foxhound? But I thought that was the good guys.
They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss.
Big Boss?
Say that
He's
if the
dead?
demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Don't mind me, just laying inside my
We'll
tube.
have 2 mission objectives.
David Hayter, the writer of fucking the first 2 X-Men movies, and Watchmen?
Donald Anderson and the president of Armstead,
Watchmen?
Kenneth
Gross.
Baker.
Ooh.
Both are being
Okay, I
held
thought
as
it was fine.
hostages.
You like seeing a blue penis smack around your screen at all times?
That's the TV
Whether
show.
or not the terrorists
No, that's
have
the movie too.
to make a nuclear
I just
strike
mixed them together.
and stop
It's the same penis.
The TV show does a better job of putting a thong on him.
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
TV shows also, they just covered him in blue paint, where the movie was like, we'll make him look actually
After the
glow.
SUV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim.
I never
Why do
knew.
I feel like the guy who's telling me about this is gonna start telling me, Chief, you gotta do this.
High-tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity.
Roy, is that you?
Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman.
Shaman?
And Revolver
He's very
Ocelot,
shamed.
specialist
Revolver
interrogation,
Ocelot.
and a formidable
Not a
gunfighter.
shaman, he's a shaman.
Finally,
Apparently it's actually pronounced shaman. Like I was like,
Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake.
The man with the same code name as you.
Well, tell him to change it.
Nuclear weapons disposal facility.
That's
covers
mine.
The whole island. I'll instruct you by
Liquid
code after you
Snake.
reach your target.
Liquid.
Anyone going with me?
That's my code name.
This is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OS.
Feeling low on energy?
Yes.
Low health?
Top secret
Try some
black op.
Liquid
Don't expect
Snake.
any official support.
All by myself, got it. And I'm swimming in frozen waters.
No, I got a suit. I got a suit.
I didn't know those suits kept you from hypothermia.
Don't worry, they explain everything.
We put a heating element in your suit. You'll never get cold.
But I need my briefing. I need my briefs. What the fuck? What are we doing here?
I'm a boxer's man.
I'm a box of briefs. Oh, look how hot he is. So muscular.
Is that Gray Fox?
It's been a long time.
No, it's Snake.
I should have known you were behind this, Colonel.
Fox is dead. We killed him in the minefield.
War buddy, Snake.
What do you want from me?
I just invited you here so we could have a talk.
Invited? That's what you call sending armed soldiers after me?
You don't tell me what I want to know. I'm gonna twist your
We've
nipples.
got a serious situation here. Only you can get us out of it.
No.
I'm retired from Foxhound. You're not my commander anymore, and I don't have to take orders from you or anyone else.
You will take these orders. I know it.
Like a good boy.
Excuse me.
Who's this?
You know this person.
Naomi Hunter. She's chief of Foxhound's medical staff.
Cortana?
Expert in gene therapy.
No, but
Are you
kind of
military?
close. It has like she has like a similar voice.
I've been sent here from ATGC. Pleasure to meet you, Snake. Don't worry, this injection won't hurt a bit.
What's the shot?
That's right.
Oh.
You don't like shots?
Snake, listen up. It all went
Well, you
down
should,
5
because,
hours ago. Heavily armed
You already
soldiers
shot him multiple
occupied
times.
Shadow
We put
Mountain
explosives in that
and
needle.
Rhode Island off the coast of Alaska.
Spoil it.
What soldiers?
Next Generation Special Forces, led by members of Unit Foxhound. They've presented Washington with a single demand, and they say that if it isn't met, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon?
I'm afraid
Yes.
so.
On Philadelphia.
You see, the island is the site of a secret nuclear
It's gonna be
weapons
dropped
disposal
on
facility.
Detroit.
Fox?
It's not gonna look any different.
Yeah.
Weapon?
I think it
I
one.
understand how serious the situation is.
I'm about to give him one. Though you
You'll
think
have
that's
two mission
nicely?
objectives. First, you're to rescue the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson,
Yeah, look at his notes.
and the
What the fuck
president
is his
of
name?
Arms Tech, Kenneth Baker.
Kenneth Baker. Yeah, this is the name.
They're both being held as hostages.
Those are some heavy-duty hostages.
Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do. Any questions, Snake?
Questions?
Can I
haven't
kill
even said whether
anybody?
I accept this mission.
Well, you can make
Can I
up
kill
your mind
all
after you
of
learn more about the
them?
situation.
No, Snake. It's different.
Fine,
Anyway.
I'll take the job.
Lloyd Campbell is Paul Eiding, who plays like Grandpa Max and all the Ben 10 stuff. Yeah, he also was in God of War, that gravedigger. He was that guy.
I don't remember the trigger.
When you go into Hades and you climb back up, he's the one that dug the hole for you to get back up through. And Naomi Hunter, that's Jennifer Hale.
It tells me nothing.
Fucking weirdo. Did I just exit?
Colonel, I don't work for the government
Peter!
anymore. Let me go back to Twin Lakes.
Why, Snake? Is your life in Alaska all that great?
There's a dog sled race this week. Next Saturday, I have to be in Anchorage.
And I'm part of it.
General, the longest sled race
I'm
in
the sled
world?
dog.
When did you become a dog musher?
Right now, my 50 huskies are my only family. I've got to take care of them.
Don't
I
worry
have
about
snakes,
your
but
dog.
I'm in Alaska.
What do you mean?
I
I'm
killed
sorry,
them all.
Snake, but this vessel is headed for the Bering
They're all
Sea.
dead.
There's no room for debate.
I told you.
Your
Even if
dogs
I
are
told
leading
you,
this ship.
I don't know anything to this army or this country.
We got
will
stuck on ice, so we
accept
hooked
this
him up. And,
assignment.
yeah.
Stupid enough to do that. I'm no patriot.
Snake, there's enough dirt in your file from your days as an agent.
So
to keep
weird.
you in the stock
Snake!
market as a very old man.
Oh, I see. Blackmail.
No, Snake. I prefer to look at it as helping you come to a
White
decision
male.
more easily. But anyway, I know you better than that. You take this assignment even without the threat.
Why do you say that?
You're a natural-born soldier. You're not the grow old gracefully type. It's the same for all of us who've seen real action. The only place we can feel truly alive is on the battlefield. I'm a soldier too.
Gotta wait for somebody to get on the radio. Sir, can you stop walking in front of the camera?
You've tried to play the Boy Scout out there in Alaska, but you can't race dogs in the snow forever.
Sir, stop! Stop!
Back to us.
Sorry!
Roy!
Think my life is some kind of a joke?
So you know they're being serious when they call him Roy.
Back your purpose in life.
Get out of the way. Why does the camera have an X, Y, and Z coordinate on it?
For positioning. You can do that for like robotic cameras that are on a program. Infiltration method. How am I gonna get in?
I'm gonna blow it all up.
Tell me about the nuclear weapon disposal facility.
The disposal facility includes a
Tell me about it.
underground base.
Can I have my
Because
clothes
our
back?
most advanced intelligence gathering equipment, we can't tell what's happening inside.
So someone.
Sorry,
needs to
Steak, we
penetrate
gotta hose you down a little bit.
intelligence
We
and
need
report
people
back.
to pay attention.
Sounds like a spy movie. What's the insertion method?
Well, an
We thought if they saw what you ate for
Not
breakfast.
with the storm going on.
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
Approach.
Yes, within a few miles of it. The facility is
Approach.
equipped with
Yeah!
detection capabilities. They'd be able to hear our
You might ask a
engine or
few
propeller
questions.
noise.
And then.
We'll launch a one-man SD.
Steak is just as confused.
Same as a torpedo. Only this
As
About the
every
plot.
person who plays the
Yeah.
game.
After the SDV gets
What's
as
happening?
close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim.
You want me to swim in sub-zero
Uh-uh.
Alaskan water?
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
That suit represents the latest advances in
Jesus.
polythermal technology.
There you
Nuclear
go.
weapons disposal facility covers the whole island.
You can't find any holes in
By
Bakuchima's
Kodak,
plot.
that's your target.
Anyone going with me?
Just gonna swim in Alaska what? Don't worry.
Weapons
Technology.
Yes, this is a top secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
It's better than trying to go like super in depth on why. Just, might as well just put technology. That's how you're doing it.
Do I have a time limit? Oh no.
One day.
24 hours.
You do.
Safe to launch after 24
Ah!
hours.
So you pause the game to quit because you got to a save area.
Haven't mentioned the target.
You log back
When
on.
did the countdown start?
Failed
5
already.
hours ago.
Oh, we have 19 hours now. Oh God.
You're telling me that this entire game takes place over a 19-hour time limit.
Yes. Who's supposed to have the charge? Who's supposed to be in charge of the operation? Who's in charge? Who's in charge? Wait. Oh, I'm smoking a cigarette. That's what I'm
He's really
doing.
just sitting as wide as he can.
Colonel, who are you?
Wow,
speaking for?
the man spit.
Actually,
You
I'm
know.
representing the U.S. government.
It
So who's
feels
in
more like he's
supervisor
just
control
really
of the
trying to show the camera what he's working with.
President of the United States.
Which means that the president must
Boy,
be
he's just
meeting
like,
with his top aides in
black
the
it,
mad room
black
above
it.
now, huh?
No, at this point, there's still video
Camera
conferencing
free.
with each other.
Look at it. Zoom in.
That's
Zoom
when
in.
nuclear war
Zoom
happens.
in.
Shouldn't they issue a
We might be
CO?
able to just see an
Not
outline.
yet. The Secretary of Defense has operational control and is fully aware
Go ahead.
of the situation.
That's as close as I can get.
After you
Show me the
infiltrate,
toes.
if you
Let me see his
determine you
toes.
possess
Oh, I can't go
nuclear
down
launch
that.
capabilities, a COG will be issued.
Well,
Oh, we almost get him.
nuclear shelter under Mount Washington. I suppose there isn't that much reason to worry yet. Is the National Security Agency in on this?
Yes.
Can you
So is
zoom
the
in?
DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency.
The DIA.
Impressive.
I'm starting
Impressive.
to get a bad feeling about this.
They'll be
I was checking to see if the
sending
X, Y, and Z actually moved.
Desk
Oh,
jockeys.
yeah.
We need a nuclear weapons specialist.
Of course. A nuclear weapons specialist has already been assigned to us.
B.
My mom.
My mom. She's in her 80s, but boy, she's smart. Who's supporting me? Who's the crew?
We need backup from a specialist. I'm just an amateur when it comes to nuclear weapons.
I know. That's why I've requested the assistance of a military analyst named Nastasha
The-
Romanenko.
The
She'll
dead
be providing
person?
backup by Kodak.
No.
A female analyst?
She's
This is
built
a
up
different
an
person.
impressive
Is this the
record as
redhead?
Advisor for the nuclear emergency search team.
No.
Nope, not the redhead girl.
Contact her
No.
if you have any questions. She's also an expert on high-tech weapons.
Where's she working from?
At her home in Los Angeles.
California. Seems like a million miles away.
No, it's in Virginia.
Damn commies. No, that's an American. It's a state in America. Commies.
Boy. By the way, Natasha only shows up for like fucking
Colonel,
10
you're
minutes. Yeah, that's it.
retired. Why are you involved in this?
It's with a phone call.
Because there aren't many people who know Foxhound as well as I do.
Is that really the only reason?
I've been soldiering for a long time. I don't know anything else.
Get out of the camera
I'm
view.
getting a little old.
I don't need to see the side profile of Snake so he can grin at me.
Okay, Snake.
It's only a matter of time before he looks at the camera.
I'll be frank.
No,
it
you're
was Roy.
Very dear to me is being held hostage.
Who is it?
Kenneth Baker?
My niece.
Kenneth Baker? Oh, Mel.
Street.
Mel Street. Oh!
She's just started her acting.
Mel.
What was your niece doing here?
Several soldiers were reported missing the day of the revolt. And my niece was one of those called in as an emergency replacement.
She looks like you.
She's my little brother's girl. He died in the
She
Gulf
looks just
War,
like a man.
and I've been watching after her.
She has no combat experience, but has gone through VR simulation training, so,
I'm
and
retired.
she's received psychotherapy not to be attracted by those of the opposite
And
sex,
I'm
alright?
your friend.
You can't make love to her.
Friends.
I've thought of us as friends
Don't
since the
worry.
fall of Zanzibar.
If you're worried about her falling for a man,
With my
we've
personality,
given her
I don't
shock
have to
therapy.
be friends.
That's what I
Really
trust
works
about
on the
you.
brain.
It's what makes you human. Please, Snake.
We set her on the
Save
bed
my
and
niece, Meryl.
we go penis and she's like,
All right.
yeah, and they go,
But I have two conditions.
Name them.
One, no
I get-
more secrets between us. I want complete disclosure at all times. And two,
I
I'll
get to
only
marry
accept
her.
orders directly from you, Colonel. No cutoffs involved, okay?
Agreed. That's why I was called. But one thing,
What?
I'm not a colonel anymore. Just a retired old warhorse.
I understand, Colonel.
Oh, that smirk. He knows what he's doing. He's flirting with the colonel.
just a matter of time before one of these video ends with him like staring at the camera.
Dr. Naomi.
That doctor, is she part of this operation too?
She was in charge of Foxhound's gene.
Jennifer Hale replaced, Bayonetta for Bayonetta 3.
You've seen them naked?
Is that a
Make no mistake.
thing? No.
I'm a nurse.
I
In
believe that had a lot of backlash to
What
it.
was that injection?
Bioshock Infinite, she's
It's
one of the
combination
twins.
nanomachines and an
The
anti-freeze
female one.
peptide so that your blood and
Oh,
other
she's the
bodily
male
fluids
one.
will
Yeah.
freeze
Who would've
even at
thought?
subarctic temperatures.
Because literally this is the
Could've-
same voice that she's
I
doing.
didn't say you
Not
could have
just
led
one
with that.
kind
No
either.
water.
There
We
are
have
different
water.
types
There's
which
water
will
in it.
replenish the supply of adrenaline, nutrition, and sugar in your
You
bloodstream.
could have led with Bioshock.
Now I don't
It's
have
the
to
game
worry
I've got a
about
lot of time
There's
in.
nootropics in there.
Strictly Infinite.
Nootropics. A class of drugs
1 and
which will
2,
help
2 I
improve
never
your mental
played.
function.
1 I didn't have a lot
It'll
of
make
time.
me smarter, huh? Anything else?
Yes.
2 is a thing you
Dopamine.
play
It's a type
once.
of stimulant. It'll keep you alert and responsive for 12 straight hours.
It gave me 9-hour energy, 5-hour energy, 20-hour energy,
She gave you
Nanomachine's
5, 20,
velocity and
she gave you
5-hour energies.
She gave you 5-5-hour energies. We're gonna see what happens in the magical hour of the
You're
day.
welcome.
Simba.
Ah! Detailed information. The hostages. Who are the hostages? What the?
Imagine that.
The chief of DARPA.
We haven't even started the game yet. I know.
Company. What business did they have at a nuclear weapons disposal facility?
Looks like the first episode's gonna be a nice hour-long episode.
Exercises were being conducted at the time the terrorist group attacked.
Must be extremely important exercises if those two were directly involved. Were they testing some kind of new advanced weapon?
I'm not privy to that information.
A revolver.
We know exactly where they're being held.
Ocelot.
The DARPA chief has also been injected with a mini transmitter. As you get closer,
Looks
you
like
should be able
Geralt
to
if he
pick
took
up
one of
its
his
location on your
potions.
radar.
The shadows. It's not very flattering. Nuclear weapons. One of those.
I've never heard somebody say shadow using shadows to
Really have
say
the
you're
ability
not
to
that
launch a
flattering.
They say they
Shadows make you look
They
uglier.
even gave us the serial number of the warhead they plan to use.
Was the number confirmed?
I'm afraid so.
They're just bragging about it
Yeah.
at this
They
point.
got their hands on a
They
real
took
nuclear
selfies with it.
warhead.
Isn't there some kind of
Look at
safety
that.
device to prevent this type of terrorism?
Back in, what is this?
Every missile and
2000?
warhead in our arsenal is equipped with a
When does
PAL,
this one take
which
place?
is a
This takes place in 2001.
detonation code.
PAL.
So back in 2001, they were taking something that hadn't yet
Safety
been
control system built into
created.
all
They have, like,
nuclear
camcorders
weapon
again?
systems.
But it wasn't called a
But even
selfie.
so, we can't rest easy.
Why not?
Because the DARPA chief knows the detonation code.
Oh, you'll never tell.
But even if they have a nuclear warhead, it must have been removed from its missile. All
He
the
told
missiles
almost
on these
instant.
disposal sites are supposed to be dismantled.
Yeah.
It's not that easy to get your hands on an ICBM.
Yeah.
That used to be true. But since the end of the Cold
An
War,
inconstant bowel movement?
if you have enough money and the right
At the end of the Cold War, nobody cared anymore after the Cold War. They just like, if you want a nuke, here you go.
I've got severe ICBM. Inconsistent bowel movements.
How well armed
My
are these
God.
terrorists? I know there was an exercise going on at the time they revolted.
They're heavily armed, I'm afraid.
Camera free and camera change?
Six members of Foxhound in
change camera?
charge are all hardened veterans. They're tough enough to eat names
Not
and
like
ask for
that.
seconds.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Foxhound.
The others are next generation special
I don't want to.
forces.
I don't want to skip
They're not
cutscene.
your average grunts either.
Looks like we're just gonna stay at the face profile. Show me them toesies. Damn it! Steak!
Stag! What are the demands?
Show me your feet.
So what exactly are they demanding?
I'm afraid they want your feet pics.
Remains.
That's right. To be more accurate, cell specimens which contain the individual's genomic information.
I thought what we agreed on was you're gonna tell me the whole
Terrorists
truth.
need them. You see,
So,
these
you know, maybe
next
saying
generation
that's
special
Big
forces
Boss's
have been trained
remains.
through gene therapy.
Strengthened.
Under the
Unless.
Human Genome Project.
Yeah.
They've been mapping the human genome, and they're nearly finished. Following up on this research,
I don't know if they're
the
finished now.
military has
Maybe
been
they
working
were.
towards identifying
No, they're
those
not.
genes
They figured out how to clone
responsible
people
for making
before.
effective soldiers.
We even figured out how to clone
There are
sheep.
genes that do that?
Yes. And
Blue
using
genes,
gene therapy,
specifically.
they're able to transplant those genes into regular soldiers.
Put them on.
Yeah, and we make them
I'll
cool,
explain this part.
cool soldiers.
With
Cool
gene
soldiers.
therapy, we can remove those genes which we know may lead to sickness or disease, and at the same time splice in genes with beneficial effects, such as resistance to cancer, for example.
The
In other
potato
words,
sack
we
genes.
can overcome all sorts
You
of
don't even
genetic
want to know how
diseases
many
and at the
diseases
same
led to
time
that.
add genetic characteristics as desired.
Okay. And so if you knew what genes were responsible for making
Right
you a
then.
soldier, you could implant them in the same way, right?
I haven't heard of them.
Yes.
No, in this game.
But it all depends on being able to isolate.
He drowned
and
long
identify
ago.
those
I don't even know what
genes.
you're talking about.
And in order to do that, it's helpful if you can study the genomic information of one of the greatest soldiers ever.
Did you say no?
Yeah. Just- Greatest soldiers ever. Oh, who is that again? Oh, I can't remember. Who is that again?
One of the greatest soldiers
Foxhound?
ever.
The
Me?
man we call the greatest warrior of the 20th century.
You?
Spartacus.
Boss.
Big boss!
Right. We've been working feverishly to identify who's responsible for his incredible combat skill. So far, we've discovered about 60 of the so-called soldier genes.
Point me in the direction of treasure.
Was recovered after all.
Yes, and his cells have remained frozen in a cryo chamber. His genomic information is a priceless treasure to mankind.
Priceless to the military, perhaps.
His body was burned severely, but it was possible to restore his DNA profile from just a
So we had a good
single
meal.
strand of his hair.
Why did you not let it burn longer? So nobody had to fight over his DNA.
Yes. We'll use a process that I discovered called gene targeting.
But it's
The strongest
it's
soldiers
expensive,
don't
so we get a
become
lot
what
of
they are by
money.
acquiring their skills through training or experience. We now know that hereditary factors are far more crucial for creating superior soldiers.
Snake, we can't give them his body. It's potentially more dangerous than all the nuclear warheads on that island put together.
I hear the terrorists are calling themselves
Debatable.
the Sons of Big Boss.
Very debatable.
Big boss.
The big boss.
So you're my boss's sons.
Next generation's next special forces unit.
Tell me about these next generation special forces.
They started out as an anti-terrorist special ops unit.
Get
made up
your
of former
attention.
members of biochem units,
I thought I heard
technical
something
escort
moving
units,
there.
And a nuclear emergency
got it,
search
don't
team.
worry.
Their purpose was to respond to threats involving next-generation
So,
weapons of mass
Snake was trying to
destruction.
come through our trash.
This thing was in our
Until
trash.
they were added, that is.
Don't worry, I took care of it.
These guys
Ah,
are regular army.
Steak.
Looks like a pretty international group.
So is he on the sub right now?
Yeah. This is them on the way.
Most of them were from a merc
So,
agency that I think
it's
you're
fair to
familiar
assume
with. They were part of Big Boss's private
that
guard.
bench that he's sitting on is
After Big
probably
Boss went
cold.
down, the military just
And
bought
he's
out all the
naked.
factories.
He can handle it.
After that, they were merged with our own
That's-
PR unit, Force 21. and
That's their
retrained.
torture method. They don't waterboard. They don't do any of that other
A
stuff.
cold seat. Naked.
Cold seat, you sit on it naked.
They have no real battle experience.
Video.
And if you try to
Ugh,
ease,
video game players.
Don't forget they've all
if
been
you try to
trained
ease your way
in
onto
gene
it, they just
therapy.
force
They
you
carry
on.
genes which make them excellent soldiers. Don't get careless just because they don't have much experience.
I thought using genetic.
Don't look at the camera.
was prohibited by international law.
Yes, but those are just declarations, not actual treaties.
The interesting thing is that nearly every member of the unit conspired in this attack.
Also, why would they choose her for Bayonetta?
Because Jennifer Hill's good.
Well, I understand she's a good voice, but she don't sound like Ben.
How could an
That's the
entire
thing about
unit
voice
be
actors. They
subverted to
can
rebel?
change their voice.
They're calling it a revolution.
Since they all went through the same gene therapy,
I know it's
Don't
all
get me
been
wrong.
said.
I'm not far in the
the
game,
unit.
but I know that's not Ben.
The sons of Big Boss. But if they were regular army, they must have been interviewed periodically by army counselors.
According to their files, they all got straight A's on their psychological tests. They all seemed like
Which is
fine,
impossible.
patriotic soldiers.
Not a single person in this world isn't like a B or a C.
So these guys are quite huge nerds.
That's why there was a resupply of troops.
They
Was there any
studied
sign recently that something might be wrong?
for a psychological
A month
test.
ago that they were acting strangely.
Apparently, they consulted classified information.
Who's clanging
about
them
soldier
metal
genes
pipes
for
together?
Their own gene therapy experiments.
They can do that even without you?
Well, our gene therapy process is almost completely automated. And besides that, they're all geniuses with IQs over 180.
Even the existence of this genome army is a national secret of the highest order. We've been hoping to investigate
Don't
this
tell
thing
anyone.
quietly and deal with it behind closed doors.
Got it. Bad guy. Super smart.
Very smart. Unit Foxhound.
Is this the old unit that we're learning about, or is we talking about like the
This
new?
new one.
Special Forces Unit Foxhound, your former unit, and one that I was a commander of. An elite group combining firepower and expertise. They're every bit as good as when I was commanding them.
Especially awesome.
Around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity.
I can't see it. Who are they?
Psycho Mantis.
Psycho Mantis.
Powerful
What the fuck
psychic
is it?
abilities.
Mr. X, Mr. X, Mr. X, female Mr. X.
Sharpshooter. Decoy octopus.
Wesker.
Master of disguise, Vulcan Raven.
That's Mr. X.
Yeah.
And Revolver Ocelot. Specialist in interrogation.
Jeff Bridges.
And a formidable gunfighter.
Looks
John
like a lovely bunch
Wayne.
of folks. Too bad we'll be meeting under these circumstances.
But without the
And
racism.
finally, in charge of them, Foxhound's
What
squad
racism?
leader,
Oh.
Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake.
Yes. And you're the only
Here,
person
drink it.
who can stand against him.
That was like alcohol that has like a
That's good.
decaying snake body in it. Liquid Snake.
Don't worry, if you've closed out of this video, so have
Liquid
we.
Snake.
What are you talking about?
Liquid Snake.
We gotta get the
With
information.
the same code name as you.
Tell me what you know.
He fought in the Gulf War as a teenager, the youngest person in the SAS.
He was 12.
His
He's
job was to
British.
track down and destroy mobile Scud missile launching platforms. You were there too, I believe.
No, he's
Didn't you
American.
infiltrate
He was born in the
Western
U.S.,
Iraq with a
moved to
platoon of
Britain.
Green
Yeah.
Berets?
Yeah.
I was just a kid
So
myself
he's
back then.
American.
The details are classified, but it seems that originally he penetrated the Middle East.
But he's
as a
got some
sleeper for
sass.
the SIS.
He's in the sass.
He was a spy for the British Secret Intelligence Service?
But he never
Speaks
once
Arabic
faced
like a
his
native. That's a very random
Taken
fact to
prisoner
put
in
in there.
Iraq, And after that, there was no trace of him for several years. After you retired, he was rescued and became a member of Foxhound.
I thought that by the time I left, they were no longer using code names.
I don't know his real name. That information is so highly classified that
Steven?
even I can't look at it.
Gorbachev.
Here's a photo of him.
Found him.
Pretty shocking, huh?
My brother.
Your skin tone is different, but otherwise you two are exact duplicates.
No,
I
wait.
have a twin?
Oh my god.
Details.
Metal Gear Twin Snakes.
I need you for this mission.
You're the only one who can beat him. Now that I've met you, I know. You've got something that he doesn't.
So what? It goes Metal Gear Solid,
I can
Metal
see it in
Gear
your
Solid
eyes.
Twin Snakes,
Why
and then
don't I
Metal
find
Gear
that out
Solid
more
Snake
helpful?
Eater.
We'll come to that.
They're a very big fan of the name Snake. Gameplay?
No.
Ah!
What are you
No,
going
this
to
is-
do?
Don't worry.
Cut
Just
free!
Clean myself up a little.
My pubes are gigantic.
I don't want to be mistaken for the leader of the terrorists.
Boy, he sliced his own throat.
Oh. Thank God we got regenerative powers. We can play the game now! Normal. I'm not a pussy that plays easy.
Hard. You put this game on hard. Who's this lady singing to me?
David Hayter!
Yeah, I hate her too.
Dare you! All these names are fake pseudonym names. Because they didn't know this if this game was stagger-proof. So they, just to be cautious, they gave them fake names. Except for David Hayter. He's like, I'm taking the fucking... I'm taking it.
I'm taking the credit on this.
Except for Doug Stone as well. That's his actual name.
George Bird. George Bird. George Bird. Chuck Farley.
Swap down a couple of
And
balls.
Julian Monroe. Frederick blogs. What's he blog about?
Feet.
James Flinders or James Flinders? Probably.
Come on, James.
Iconic sound.
Ooh.
Now time for a 10-minute message.
Yeah.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
My goggles are fogged up. I can't see anything.
You'll have to take the elevator to the surface. But make sure nobody
I forgot
sees
to go
you.
pee.
If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85.
Gotta remember
You
that?
want to use the codec.
No.
Push the select
Are you
button.
gonna give me a...
When we need to contact you, the
This is
codec
gonna be the
will
other type of game where I have to find a code on the back of the game
The
box.
codec's receiver
No,
directly stimulates the
that'd be
small
ridiculous.
bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it.
And I do
Okay,
know of that.
I'm ready to
I do
go.
know the fact that one of the games, I don't know if it was this one, but one of them had a spot where if you needed help, you had to, you could put in a code, but the code could only be found on the back of the game box, and nobody fucking knew that. There was no reference to it being on the back of the game box.
Colonel, I'm stuck! Help me!
Snake, you have to crawl to get
Stop
through
calling
there.
me.
First, crouch down by pressing.
Okay, yeah.
You can crawl slowly.
I have done it. And then we go over here. And we get this shot. Whoa!
It looks like the... I can't say that joke. Nope. I'll save that joke for when the...
Oh, hold on, I just gotta kill that guy. Ooh,
It sounded
Avashin.
more like you had some pleasure time with him.
Well, yeah, but it's part of the mission.
Did you grab the butt plug that was inside of him and start shaking?
Did you just make love to that man?
Don't forget this is a covert operation. There are lots of bad guys and only one of you.
So kill
If
them
you're
all.
spotted, you'll be surrounded before you know it.
If that happens, you're finished.
So kill them all.
The elevator in the back. Take it up to the ground floor. Then look for the DARPA chief.
No. That's the end of the game.
I got one more man I gotta please.
And then I gotta wait for the elevator. There's a lot of credits. You gotta remember who Makoto Sonoyama is. And Kohei Onada. It's on the test.
Kohei.
Kohei.
Let me just eat this. I'm just gonna eat all the food I've got.
Can I eat my ration?
He just
You're too full.
He's just sitting there next to.
Actually, I can eat my 6. I can eat my 6.
He's just sitting there. He's just eating crackers as loud as possible. Hey, it was written by Hideo Kojima.
Whoa, Kojima wrote this. Dude, stop. Go away.
And it's translated by somebody named Blaustein. They had a military advisor in this? Holy shit!
There's a lot of details in this game. Oh, stop smoking, by the way. It hurts me.
I can finally eat my crackers. I gave myself cancer. Now I've got enough life that I can eat some crackers.
What is happening, Colonel?
Snake, just to make sure. Let's
No, I don't care.
Just to make sure you know you can call us.
Now let us see here.
Now wait a minute. Last time this elevator moved. Ooh.
We'll find. Get on the elevator!
These alarms did not go off. Why are they going off now?
I don't know. What are they going off now? Did somebody get on the elevator?
Nope, looks like somebody called it back up.
Ugh.
Shame. Shinkawa! Ah, finally I can take off all my gear. Nobody will notice it on the elevator.
My God. Directed by Hideo Kojima.
I dyed my hair. A Konami hates Kojima game.
Metal Gear Solid.
You forgot the tactical espionage action.
Technical espionage action.
You forgot T.
To trademark.
T. Metal Gear Solid. So does that mean when people say here's the motherfucking T, does it mean tactical espionage action?
I believe you might be onto something. This is a whole conspiracy made by the TikTokers that they're going to be doing a co-op mission.
They're all part of the espionage, aren't they?
Indeed. Colonel.
Colonel, my tummy rumble.
I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
If I spend like 10 minutes on that first floor, he'll be like, Snake, that was very slow. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Bear with it. It's designed
Stop
to prevent
fighting
them.
them.
This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way.
They exploded off
Radar should have already picked them up.
immediately. You're on your own.
We're picking them up! ID! Colonel! What's the Russian gunship doing here?
D. Colonel. What's a Russian gunship doing here?
I don't know, Snake.
The high knee.
Diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed.
Looks like we got their attention. Yeah, they murdered everybody on board those planes that were diversions.
But we got some breathing room for you, Snake.
Got a breathing womb.
You got a breathing womb.
That sounds horrific.
What? What did you put in me?
You're telling me you don't breathe out of your womb? I thought it was normal.
There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Yeah, Well, you just took up another hour talking.
Kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet.
Natasha.
This is Mei Ling.
Mei
She was
Ling.
assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system.
Now you're just coming up with
Contact her if you
random
have any questions
shit.
about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself.
Segoy.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious.
I'm
No, I know
uncomfortable.
for the next 18 hours.
Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake.
I feel like
But I'm surprised.
Colonel should get back in here and
Frank's
stop
not a trained
this.
killer.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning about
We have a
the
young
behind
Mei Ling
this.
getting hit on by like a
But first,
40-year-old
let me explain
snake.
about the Soliton radar system.
He's in his 30s.
The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of
And if
vision.
you're stupid enough,
Be careful, Snake.
doesn't matter.
Genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you
A
don't
little bit
let
of
them
an
see you.
over exaggeration.
First,
All right.
I want you to infiltrate
They're kinda
the
stupid.
disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you. He
If
should
you want to
appear on
take
your
them
radar
down,
as a green
every single
dot.
soldier has a
Get
butt
whatever
plug in.
information you can from him
Grab a
about the
hold and
terrorists.
shake it. They
Yeah,
will
If you
get
survive
knocked
that,
out.
Just-
Pop it in and out. They'll go unconscious.
Snake, your radar isn't affected
Just
by
so
the weather,
Colonel can be like,
but if
"Yeah,
you're discovered
I know
by
what that's
enemies, you
like."
won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic
Jam.
resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring
Sorry.
your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
So what's the
Got
stuff?
it.
What's
I'll
the
call
su-
if I'm feeling lonely.
what's the suit and the stuff you
Seriously,
injected me
Snake,
with?
we're here to back you
Not
up, so
current
call if you need
technology?
some information or advice. I'm
No, it
also
just
in
makes me
charge of your mission
warm.
data. Contact me if you want me to record your current status.
And it makes me
My
like
frequency
flexible
is
and
140.96. It's
Listen,
a dedicated
every-
frequency for saving data.
Everything you're
Don't
using
forget it.
is with current technology, so it gets
Remember,
jammed.
Except for your binoculars.
Except for the new stuff we came out with.
I'm naked!
Yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember. First, I'm
Oh,
searched by Dr.
zips.
Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away.
I thought it
Imagine
was a bit
yourself playing that
drafty.
position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor.
Mm.
By the
What's,
way, sorry
what's
to
with all the
disappoint you, but I
women
did manage to
flirting with
smuggle out
him?
my
Or
smokes
him flirting with
How did you
them?
do that?
in my stomach, thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
I could blow smoke in their face.
Ah! Stop! Stop!
You like that?
If you want to get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way.
Enhance.
But there's too much risk
Enhance.
of being spotted by the enemy.
This isn't Super Troopers.
Just knock on the door
Enhance.
and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right.
Although that's a great
They're armed with
movie.
5.56ers and pineapples.
That looked like he was pointing the gun directly at you for a second.
Who's that?
You're wearing gray on
There'll be a
white.
duct near the door.
They could see you.
There should also be a duct on the second floor.
He's wearing Tim's.
I can't see it from here.
He's got a
Ooh.
lollipop in his pocket. I'm gonna get that
I'll let
lollipop.
you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
Course of action?
Yes.
Oh, I'm genius. Mei Ling, I just want to flirt with you some more.
What is it, Snake?
Save!
You're looking awfully cute today.
Thank you for saving.
Snake, remember what the Gauls said. The graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake, you're all alone and surrounded
I'm sorry, you're
by
gonna start
madmen.
reading Sun Tzu to me
Be careful
next?
and avoid getting into a fight
Yes.
whenever you can.
You're right.
Give it a
Wow,
second.
you know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
Well, both my parents are from Guangdong, China. But I was born and
You
raised in
made that
America.
name up.
I've always liked reading
Calm
literature
down.
from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch.
That's out of your
I'll
place.
share some more
Where
quotes
are you
with
really
if you
from?
like.
I'm looking forward to it. But to tell you the
There's
truth,
there's a
I'd like to learn
Chinese
more
city
about
called
you.
Chongqing.
Well, I'll think about it.
Big Don. Anyway, before we get canceled, thank you all. We're gonna actually go play the game in
The next
so they watching this
episode.
episode of Metal Gear Solid, which like skipping a bit of which is
God, help us.
hold on, 1 hour. Goodbye.